Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Hey, 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 something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in me body, I can feel it in me soul, I can feel it in me heart, and it won't let go. Something wonderful, hey, hey, hey. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Hey, 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 something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Hey, 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 I can feel it in me body, I can feel it in me soul, I can feel it in me heart, and it won't let go. Hey, 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 something wonderful. Hey, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Hey, 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 something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. And all this love inside, you know we can let it shine. And something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, hey, 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 hey. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. And I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in me soul. I can feel it in me heart. And it won't let me go. Something wonderful. Hey, hey, hey. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful. Hey, hey, hey. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right here, right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in me soul. Can you feel it in your heart? Will it let you go? Something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Oh, something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Oh, something wonderful.
Now, if something wonderful isn't happening to you, it's your own fault, because something wonderful is happening.
Good morning, Unity. Good morning. I'm Tanya Duvall, and I'd like to welcome you all here for another Sunday in November. Welcome to you all who are watching on Facebook and YouTube as well. For the month of November, we are recognizing that it is National Native American Month, National Native American Heritage Month. Also, we want to remind you that the Unity membership renewal is happening right now. There's forms over in the cafe, the ticket booth. There's also an online form and the link in the email blast that comes every week. It is also, you have to be a member to vote for our items in our annual meeting that's going to happen in February, which includes the board elections. Food pantry donations. For our new food pantry, we want to fill it. There must be 50 ways to fill the pantry. That's right. Bring cans, Stan. A box of checks, Rex. Cheese and Mac, Jack. And we accept money, honey. Please support Unity's free little pantry by bringing a non-perishable, non-glass container donation to church during the month of November. And while shopping, don't forget, we now accept donations for our beloved pets. Here's our reminder for Giving Tuesday. Reverend Brenda.
To be on, and I am. Together we can make a difference in the world. And Giving Tuesday is 2 days away, Tuesday the 29th. And if you want, you can give now. All you have to do is on your check, put in the memo, say Giving Tuesday. Or if you're giving cash, there's envelopes in the back there. Just pick up one of those and say Giving Tuesday. So that way we know. And it's important that we know how much because we have an anonymous donor who's willing to match everything up to $10,000. So we have a chance to make this great. Text to give. You can text to give. However, I don't know if it'll say Giving Tuesday, but if you text to give today, we'll just know that it's going to be for Giving Tuesday. How about that? Okay. So anything else we can work out, let me know. I was going to say me, myself, or I know. Let me know. Or call the office and we can work it out. However you need to give, we are more than happy to work it out with you. This is a great chance to do wonderful things for our community and hopefully for Omaha also. So let's go. Grace? Yeah, I emailed you this morning, Grace. Yep, you're fine. So, and I can talk to you after service. But yeah, that's a little bit different. So, okay, yes, but that's not for us. So, nope. And so I will talk to you after service because it's very complex. Pramila, did you have a question real quick? Okay, all right. So, Giving Tuesday, this Tuesday, you can give now, check, cash if you want. There will be an email link. I'll send that out on Giving Tuesday. There's also one, I think, in the e-blast. If you're confused, if you need help, email or call, okay? We're going to help you. Trust me, I will help you, all right? Okay, thank you.
This week, we are going to begin decorating the church for Christmas. Help us decorate. So any time between November 29th through December 1st from 1 to 3 p.m., if you are so inclined, just call to the church and Loretta, our office manager, she will come down and decorate with you. She is in charge of the decoration, but she will schedule her time also around when volunteers are available. This week. Our new pet ministry, food and collection and raffle. A call to all animal lovers, December 4th and 11th, before and after Sunday service, please bring your donations for food and supplies meant for our beloved pets. You may also participate by purchasing tickets for one of 2 gift baskets. Tickets will be $1. If you have any questions, please reach out to Sherry at Sunday service or her email that is listed below. Also, join us for our annual holiday bazaar. It begins this Sunday, December 4th, 11th, and 18th, before and after service. The times from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. before service, 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., and after service from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you are interested in being a vendor for the holiday bazaar, please contact Vicki Smith. Vicki? and her email address is also listed there. Now is the time for a word of prayer.
Okay, and let us all go ahead and get comfortable. Lower your gaze or close your eyes, however you feel best. Connecting with that divinity inside of you as we go into prayer today, knowing that we are, that I am, that God is. And as we get into this energy of love and peace, and knowing that as we start our Advent for the birth of the divinity inside of us, that we know the truth of who we are. And so we feel that, and we express that. And as we express that in many differing ways, we know that each way is okay for everyone. That is your path. That is your way. And we honor all paths to God. And we honor each other. And so we get into this time of knowing and understanding and being. And we are grateful that we are here. Grateful for this moment. Grateful for the truth and the understanding that we have here at Unity of Omaha. And as we're grateful, we push that out to others, letting them, knowing them, seeing them for the divinity that they are. And so it is. Amen.
So we are now going to ask everyone to stand for the Spirit song.
The streets were dark, the night was cold, and yet I walked alone. I saw the lights of a cozy place with lanterns all aglow. Somebody cried, "Don't wait outside, come say hello."
The people there, they were singing songs I knew when I was young. And from the jukebox I heard the sounds I needed to recall. I sang along with every song, I knew them all.
Sing along with us.
Come share the wine. No one is a stranger here. They're your friends and mine. Everyone's your brother. We're a long way from home, and we need each other. Have no fear. You're welcome here. Come share the wine. It's so nice and warm in here. We're happy and kind. We can understand that you're a long way from home, but we have each other. Have no fear. You'll like it here.
It's not so easy to feel at home when home's so far away. When all the longing, all the wanting is for yesterday. You've made me find some peace of mind. I'd like to stay. The world seems colder when you're a stranger from a foreign land. You need to feel that someone cares and that they understand. Many a tear would disappear if we join hands.
Everybody sing. Come share the wine. No one is a stranger here. They're your friends and mine. your brother, we're a long way from home, and we need each other, have no fear, you're welcome here. Come share the wine, it's so nice and warm in here, we're happy and kind. We can understand that you're a long way from home, but we have each other, have no fear, you'll like it here.
Our daily words of inspiration is offered today by our prayer chaplain, Terry Danter. Terry, wave your hand. Terry will be available in the prayer chapel after church if you want to be held in prayer. This quote is brought to you by Wayne Dyer. All emanates from source. You're not this body and its accomplishments. You are the observer. Notice it all and be grateful for the abilities you've been given, the motivation to achieve, and the stuff you've accumulated. But give all the credit to the power of intention which brought you into existence. Amen.
I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again who I am, because I need to know. You say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, you say I am yours. And I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe the only thing that matters now is everything you think of me. Oh, in you I find my worth. In you I find divinity. Ooh, oh, 'cause you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I'm weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, and I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe. Taking all I have, and now I'm laying it at your feet. Oh, you have every failure, God, and you have every victory. Oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing, and you say I am strong when I feel I am weak. You say I am held when I am falling short, and when I don't belong, you say I am yours, and yes, I believe. I believe. I believe what you say of me. I believe. I believe. Oh, I believe. What you say of me. I believe.
Good morning. I am Reverend Brenda Peters. It's so good to see you all here this morning. And of course, it's the holiday season, so guess what I have for you? A joke. It continues. I mean, think about it this way. We only have 4 more weeks, right? So 4 jokes, maybe more. So this one is, what kind of music is an elf's favorite kind of music? You know, elves. What's their favorite kind of music? Not that. Nice try, though. Rap music. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Which is true, I will. So, anyway. And that kicks off our Advent season. Woo! Yes, we here at Unity of Omaha, I believe it's been a while since we've done Advent. And I know for some that word brings up, right? A little anxiety, all that. But we're going to do it the Unity of Omaha way, so never fear, okay? So here we go. We're going to start with a candle. So this, maybe. Yep. Yay. And that kind of runs into what I'm talking about today is hope and faith. So the first week in Advent, this Sunday, is hope and faith. And little booklet that you all get to have. It's the Christmas of Light and Peace. It's the Advent booklet. It is on the back there. I have many. Take one for you. Take one for your friends. Take one for your family. Whatever you need, take, okay? And this way you can follow along also. So hope and faith is this week. And what I'm going to talk about first is hope. In recovery, we have an acronym that says HOPE, hang on, pain ends. Right? So hang on, pain ends. Hope is that feeling of yes, right? You get excited, you get that yes feeling. Yet how many times have our hopes been smashed? Right? That's how it feels. Smashed. How many times? Right? A lot, probably. That's the perspective that you have right now. However, you could look at it a different way. I know for me, looking back, the things that I hoped for, I'm glad now I don't have or didn't get then. Right? Sometimes that's the way it happens. Sometimes that's a path that it takes, is that the things that we hoped for don't happen. And then we find out later, or we realize later, or we see the big picture later of why. And yet, what gets us back from that hope has been smashed? What gets us back to that? Hope. It's that little feeling of, well, it's not so bad. I know this will be different next time. If we use our affirmations, you can say, everything is always working out for me. God is my source, right? God, universe, spirit, whatever you want to say, is my source. So that little inkling of hope comes back, and we're able to come back to that yes feeling. Maybe, not always, but most of the time, that's what happens. Or we get on an even streak, and we still have hope under here, running. And we might not know it, but it's always there. It's whether if we want to tap into it or not. When I was formulating this talk and listening and being in it, what came up to me was the unfortunate mass shooting at Colorado Springs at the Club Q with the LBGTQ. If I said that wrong, I'm sorry. Club. And I was thinking, why is this coming up for me during a hope and faith? And what came up to me is, do we stop? Do we stop having hope that this world will change? Do we stop having hope that people will understand or finally accept people as they are? Do we stop that? No, we have hope. We have hope that that will change. Right? And on that night, I was reading about it this week, and on that night, there was one person, well, two people, I believe, that stopped the shooter, that tackled the shooter. One person, two people. All it takes is one of us to continue to have hope, to express that hope in various ways, to stop things that might not have to happen. We just have to keep having hope and doing that and expressing that in a way that shows others that we accept you for who you are, especially here at Unity of Omaha. We accept you for who you are. Lord knows if you have me as a minister, you accept me and everything about me, right? I mean, for God's sakes, I got a tattoo of a skull. All right? And I also have I have skull Santa caps. You'll have to see my nails. Anyway, I mean, it's about acceptance, right? Accepting each other for who we are. We have to have hope that that's going to change. We can't just stop. So be open to hope and faith. Be open to hope and faith. So now, faith is one of our 12 powers. And if you're not familiar with our 12 powers, it's our faculties, our abilities, our powers, our innate being that we have inside of us that continues to help us on our spiritual journey. And so in the 12 powers, written by our co-founder Charles Fillmore and Cora Fillmore, his second wife, it says this about faith. Intellectual faith admits doubt and hope of fulfillment in the future. Spiritual faith includes unfailing assurance an immediate response. These two attitudes of faith are often observed acting and reacting upon each other. Peter started to walk on the water in spiritual faith. But when he saw the effects of the wind, he was afraid and began to sink. Then the I am, Jesus, gave its hand of spiritual power. The wind ceased, and there was no longer any doubt of faith's ability to rise above the negative consciousness. So we can take that in. Think about Peter walking on the water and going, yeah, I can do this. Oh my God, I'm walking on the water. Oh, right? It all starts up here. It all starts up here. It all starts up here. When we get into our minds, when we think thoughts, that affects us one way or the other. And if you think of, I never thought about faith being on a spectrum, but faith being intellectual faith to spiritual faith, there again we have that what we've talked about all year about the human and the spiritual parts of you, right? So where are you going to be on that spectrum with your faith? Where? And it's constantly moving. It's a variable. We're always learning, growing, and shifting, right? Always. Always growing and shifting. And faith is that deep knowing without evidence. It asks us to step out and not look at appearances, but could go inside. To go inside and be with that divine inside of us. And to know, to really know. Think of a time right now when you knew something, right? We all know 2 plus 2 is 4, right? But yet sometimes we see 2 plus 2 is 8. Whoa, wait. That's not right. We have that deep knowing that that formula never changes. It's a deep knowing without evidence. And it's a little hard sometimes to remind yourself of that and to look for that. Because all we can see right here is right here. I see this flame. I see this flame. That's an appearance. Do I have faith that that flame is going to continue to burn? Yes. Because I have a deep knowing. Yesterday, I lost my wallet, or so I thought, right? And so I had that, oh my God, what am I going to do? Blah, 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 blah. Called the last person I was on, like, hey, is it over there? Right? And then I kicked in to what I always do when I lose something. I found it, 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 I found it. And you know why I do that? Because that kicks in with me that faith. That kicks in that hope. That kicks in that deep knowing that I found it. I know I found it. Because every time I do that, it works. Every single time. This is my practice. You have to find what works for you. And so I looked again to where, because then when I do that, when I get into that rhythm, then my mind clears. My deep knowing helps me to clear my mind of that anxiety, of the thoughts of, oh my God, you're so dumb. Why did you do this? Oh my God, now you're going to have to, how many cards were in there? What do you have to cancel? Oh, this is going to take all week. Oh my God, what am I doing? Where did I leave it? Right? That. But when I get into that rhythm of I found it, I found it, I found it, I found it, clear. All of that goes away, and I'm like, okay, where was I? Speak to me and tell me where my wallet is. And I hear it. and it comes through, and I'm clear, and I found it. But it's that anxiety that revs us up, that wants to tear us away from our faith. Tear us away from our faith. Tear us away from that divinity. Just like that shooter. Tore him away from his divinity. He forgot who he was. He forgot what he knew. He forgot the truth. We all forget the truth sometimes. And sometimes it's bad for everyone, and sometimes it's just bad for us. But when we stay in that knowledge of divine, when we stay in that knowledge of faith and knowing that we are okay, that deep faith, that deep knowing without evidence, when we stay there, it's beautiful. And things happen, and life moves forward, and you're in your flow. I want to read you, this is from, I'll just bring them both. So this one is from the 12 Powers pamphlet, How to Stay Centered No Matter What. And I wasn't going to read this, but I read this morning. And I'm like, how could I not read this? This is by Trish Yancey. She's a licensed Unity teacher and associate spiritual leader at Unity of Palm Beaches, Florida. So this is what she wrote. Everything happens for a reason has been tossed around so much that it has nearly become a meaningless cliche. Should get my bell. But think about it. If you choose to look for the reasons in things you'd prefer were not happening, imagine all you could learn. How would that shift the way you move through challenges? How would life change? We find what we seek. If we look for lessons and possibility, life takes on purpose and evolution, no matter what comes. Everything about our journey is transformative if we let go and let God. Another well-worn aphorism from that is so incredibly powerful when truly embodied. For me, that defines practical spirituality. The year 2019 began with a bright and new white stone service at our church, a meditation in which we allow a guiding word for the year to come through for us from God, guides, intuitions. Call it what you will. It's a way to claim my yearly intention. The word that came up for me was purpose. I remember thinking that I always try to live on purpose and found it interesting that I would need reminding. And then, within weeks, my daughter, a mother of 2 children, shattered the bones in her legs simply by stepping off a curb. After her major surgery, but before life showed any semblance of a return to normalcy, my husband had an emergency quadruple bypass heart surgery. I engaged my survival mode. Do what's on the next list. Don't look too far ahead. Breathe, pray, stop, go, work, eat, sleep, repeat. Then the real horror erupted. One lesson at a time. A rare and deadly infection, a cousin of tuberculosis and leprosy, developed under my husband's healing wound, and it took months of hospitalization, multiple surgeries, and near-lethal doses of antibiotics before they would say he might survive, maybe. And then the bills must be paid, and the family has needs, and we live in South Florida, and here comes a hurricane. And everything happens for a reason? Really? Does it? Do I truly believe that? Turns out I do. I had to claim my truth and remember my source, digging deep into the well of faith, to let go and let God in ways I never thought I could, but I did. And what did I find? Meaning, purpose, love, so much love, that people truly are how God gets around, that people are truly how God's spirit universe gets around, right? Thank you. And that my husband is some sort of superhuman superhero. The nurses are angels on earth. That my family is far stronger than I ever knew. And naps are glorified gifts. When I read that, I'm like, yeah, now I got to read this. That my Unity community is amazingly generous and supportive and loving and grounding. That Facebook can be a lifeline. That attitude actually can be everything. And life really is a gift. That cliches become cliches because they are true. That acceptance is evolutionary. And even 1 minute meditation can work if that's all you have time for. Just for starters. Because I claimed my faith, it was there for me to claim. I found meaning because I insisted upon it. I processed feelings as they came and relied on my support system. At my core, I believed I could make it, and so I did. It was incredibly simple and beyond complex, all at the same time. For 2020, my word for my white stone was sync. Medical journeys continued for my daughter and husband, and yearly themes about clarity and vision abounded, 2020 being perfect vision. And then came COVID. What is it that we collectively need to see? Center, pause, care, breathe, pray. Seek and you shall find. You will find what you believe you will, good or bad. Knock and the door shall open. It will, no matter which door you knock on, hope or despair. I can't explain in words. It's beyond words. I can feel it though. I let myself be still and know I am God. You are God. It's all God. Do you believe that? Really? You all can say yes. It's okay. I promise I won't yell at you. Because if you do, no matter what you face, you will find Godness within it. The reason and purpose will be there for you to claim. And it won't take a crisis or a pandemic for you to realize how powerful your faith can be. We have amazing people in Unity. We have amazing people in Unity. And you know why? Because they believe this. We experience it. We know it. And then we share it and we tell it. And we invite people, come on in. The water's fine. But you might not like the temperature. So, be open to hope and faith. And as I leave you today, I want to leave you with this thought. And this is from Reverend Elizabeth Longo. And this is from the little book in the back. As I go forth on my Christmas journey, awakening the Christ in me, I do so with strong conviction that faith is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen. Through the light of faith, I see beyond appearances and affirm with certainty that all things work for my good. And so it is. Now, namaste. All right, and so now is the time of our meditation. So go ahead and get comfortable. Lower your gaze or close your eyes. Do whatever you need to for this moment of silence. And as we go into this meditation, feeling the energy of hope and faith, remembering those times when we truly felt that in our body, when we absolutely knew. Hope and faith run together. Hope and faith flow together like a river through the mountains, through every stream through every valley. Feel that shower, that love, that knowing of hope and faith are in your life to help you to know. And as we practice looking upon appearances and seeing them, but yet seeing around them or through them, or knowing that this is not the truth of who we are. This is not the truth. For the truth is that love, that light, the one. I am. And so now as we go into silence, you will hear the message you need to hear from Spirit, from the universe, from God, whatever is your personal higher power. And if you do not hear a message, that's a message also. And now in the silence. Be open to hope and faith. Be open to that divinity inside of you. Be opening to listen. Be open. And if you feel yourself not open, know that that's okay too. For you are on a path. And while you walk on that path, the sunlight of hope and faith will shine. They will carry you until you're able to carry yourself. And as we come back to this moment, wiggling our fingers and our toes and breathing, opening our eyes slowly and coming back to this place, this space that we are so grateful for. We will think about hope and faith and being open to it this whole week. And have gratitude for the knowledge that we have. And so it is. Amen. Now is the time to demonstrate our prosperity by the walk of abundance. And if you are at home on Facebook and YouTube, remember that you can text to give 402-543-5339 or online at unityofomaha.org. Scroll down and click on that donate button. And you can also send a check in the mail. And for those of you who are here in the sanctuary, please come up when you're led to, and make sure when you drop off your love offering that you pick up an affirmation and know that that is your message for today. And so everybody, let's say the affirmation today for the last day of November, for Sunday. I live in joyful expectation knowing God is my source.
Smile. Yes? Okay. Think there's nothing new under the sun. If it's possible, it's already been done. If you think the stage is already set, think again. You ain't seen nothing yet. Sun'll come up with a wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. Now if you think you finally made your bed, there ain't nothing down that road ahead. And if you think this is as good as it gets, you wanna bet? Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. The sun'll come up with a wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. Believe it, you will see it. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Come on, Adam.
I hear you, AJ. Let him know you appreciate
You
that.
ain't seen nothing yet.
Sun'll come up with a wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle
of the promised land.
all turned out.
It all turned out
just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. Believe it, you will see it. And you
ain't seen nothing.
You ain't seen nothing.
You ain't seen nothing.
You ain't seen nothing.
You ain't seen nothing
You ain't
yet.
seen nothing yet.
And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing.
You ain't seen
You ain't
nothing.
seen nothing.
You ain't seen nothing.
You ain't seen nothing
You ain't
yet.
seen nothing yet.
You ain't seen nothing.
You ain't seen nothing.
You ain't seen nothing.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
You ain't seen nothing.
You ain't seen nothing.
You ain't seen nothing.
You ain't seen
You ain't
nothing.
seen nothing
You ain't
yet.
seen nothing
And
yet.
you
Oh, I'm
ain't
asking you.
seen
Do you believe that?
nothing.
You ain't seen nothing. Here it is. You ain't seen nothing yet.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Right, that's right. So let's go ahead and bless these tithes and offerings and talents and times that we have here at Unity of Omaha, knowing that this energy of giving and receiving goes in and through and around us, out into the community, out into the world, sharing the message of love, peace, and hope and faith. And so it is. Amen. Okay, before we say the lovely prayer for protection, I want to remind you that Terry, raise your hand, Terry, yay, will be in the Peace Chapel for you after service if you need to be held in prayer. And also, again, don't forget, Giving Tuesday is Tuesday, y'all, this Tuesday, all right? Okay, so join me in the prayer for protection. And I say the yellows because you, yeehaw, the light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. And the presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Be open to hope and faith.